The whistling well. The well sat nestled in the crook of the old oak, its stone lip slick with moss and shadowed by the tree's gnarled branches. It hadn't been used in decades, not since the village children dared each other to drop pebbles down its depths and wait, breath held, for the splash that never seemed to come. It was a place of whispers and shadows, avoided by day and shunned by night. Now, under the pale gaze of a waning moon, Ilara stood before it. Her breath plumed out in panicked gasps, each one snatched away by the wind that sighed through the skeletal branches of the oak. She pressed a hand against her chest, feeling the frantic tattoo of her heart beneath her ribs. Her grandmother, usually a bastion of calm wisdom, had been frantic, her voice ragged as she urged Ilara to the well. The whistling, she'd croaked, clutching Ilara's wrist with surprising strength. When the wind whispers through the willow, you'll hear the well sing. That's when you go, Ilara. That's when you ask. Ilara had scoffed, had tried to reason with the old woman, but her grandmother's fear, thick and cloying, had clung to the air, suffocating her protests. So she found herself here, standing before the yawning maw of the well as a chill wind snaked through the willow branches, weaving a mournful melody. The whistling, it started low, a barely perceptible tremor in the air. Then it grew, winding around Ilara like a spectral embrace. It wasn't a pleasant tune, not the kind village children mimicked with pursed lips. It was a keening, a mournful cry that seemed to claw at the edges of her sanity. Fear, cold and sharp, pricked at her. She took a step back, but the wind tugged at her skirts, urging her closer. Her grandmother's instructions echoed in her mind, a lifeline in the storm of fear. Ask clearly. Her grandmother had rasped, her voice hoarse with urgency. Ask for what you seek, but be warned, Ilara. The well demands a price, a piece of your past for a glimpse of your future. Ilara squeezed her eyes shut, trying to block out the whistling that seemed to bore into her skull. What choice did she have? Her future, her happiness, hung precariously out of reach. This well, this entity was the only answer. Taking a shuddering breath, Ilara leaned over the edge, the icy breath of the well ghosting against her skin. I seek, her voice cracked, a fragile whisper against the wind's symphony. She swallowed, then continued, louder this time. I seek to know the name of the one I will marry. The whistling ceased abruptly, leaving a silence so profound it felt like a physical blow. Ilara held her breath, fear a knot in her throat. Then, from the depths of the well, a voice rose. It was ancient, dripping with an age that defied comprehension. It was a whisper and a roar, a symphony of sound emanating from the black void. The voice spoke a name that slithered into the night, wrapping around Ilara's heart like a venomous serpent. Terror choked her, for the name it uttered was not of a lover, not of a savior. It was the name of the one who haunted her nightmares, the name that whispered threats in the darkness. It was the name of her doom. As the last syllable faded, the wind returned, a triumphant shriek that tore through the night. Ilara stumbled back from the well, her blood turning to ice in her veins. She understood now, with chilling clarity, the price the well demanded. It hadn't given her a glimpse of her future. It had shown her how to ensure it, the end.